Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. We are going to wrap up making some more ephemera here, and then I will stuff these journals. We're working on these tattered and torn journals. The paper collection is, this is my design team project, I should say, for Tsunami Rose Designs. The collection I'm using is Charming Fragments, and I've added a few other pieces of little ephemera from other collections as well. We've done the front and back postcard pockets, and then we've done the belly bands, and we've done, what else did we do? We've done the corner pockets, a couple of corner pockets here. And so today we're going to work on a flip over tag and a library pocket and just a floating pocket. So we're going to work on the floating pocket first. This actually comes with the Charming Fragments collection, and I cut the top off. It has the half hole things, but I don't care for that, so I always cut them off and do my own. And so I'm going to score these so it can fold properly. And let's do it on one of these lines here. I'll go here and here and here. Okay. And that way this will fold like so. I want to make sure which way. I do want to put a little notch in here though, and you know how I love my little my notch, or my envelope punch board here. This is approximately 3 3/4, so I will say, or I'm sorry, 2 3/4. So I will do 1 3/8 about. Let's see if that looks about right. Maybe just a smidge, and then we will pop that in there. Okay, we want to ink a little bit of this because this back piece is going to show white, and I think I want this one down. For some reason, if I put this one under, it comes out better. I had to replace this, guys. It totally rolled right off. Hey, it was good to the last bit, so I'm just going to come across here. Don't really need to do that one, but let's ink around this before we glue it together. And I want to make this one a floating pocket. We've got enough other pockets going on, so put a thin line of glue along this edge. And a thin line of glue along this edge. And that way I don't have to worry about getting glue in the right place because each edge will be glued down. Okay, and then we want a little glue down here. Oops. This is on 110-pound cardstock, so it's, hold it just for a second so it can stay there. Okay, so now I haven't glued any lace. Let's put some lace on the bottom of this, and then here's the piece that will actually go inside this one. This one has the tall tag, and these are on the page, so I'm assuming those go with. There actually were 2 on a page, so you could put 2 items inside, or you could use the other one for something else, which is what I will probably do. and if I don't, it will end up in this pocket later. All right, so that goes in there like that. I didn't ink this. Okay, so I am just going to put a little bit of that crochet trim on the bottom. There's a lot going on in this journal, and with the torn edge and things, so I haven't done everything as a torn edge. Sometimes your eye needs a rest. So what did I do with my scissors? There they are. And flip it on here. Just double check that on the back side. That looks good. Trim that down a little bit more. Looks good. This one is a little wrinkly, but it'll flatten out in the journal, so I'm not concerned about that. I do want to trim this piece off here. Okay, so these are just going to be paper clipped to the journal. So I'm going to get a couple of clips out here because I know I'm going to need them. I'm counting these as my envelopes that I use, and I may tie some seam binding or something on here when we get to it. All right, so the next thing is the flip over tag, and this is what I've done. Right, I've got a piece from the Monochrome collection, and I've just cut it 2.5 by 5, and I have scored at 1 1/4. Let me get over here where I can measure it. 1 1/4 and 1, 2, 3 1/4, and that gives me the flap. And I've put a little bit of cheesecloth and a couple of those butterflies, a little piece of trim. So let's do that. I've gone ahead and scored this at 1 1/4. Wouldn't it have been so much easier just to measure on that one? Yeah. Let's go around here. I like to get on these little creases a little bit. All right. So we'll fold that up like that. We want a little bit here, 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 and here. So I guess I'll lay that out so I can see what I did before. I put a little bit of crochet trim along this bottom, well, it will be the bottom piece of this somewhat envelope. It's a I call it a tag flip over because it's a flip over made out of a tag. That's not too difficult to see. Let's get that up there a little bit. Sometimes it just doesn't look straight on the front, but it looks perfect on the back, so I don't know. All right. Okay, so there we have that piece. Now, I want some little bit of cheesecloth, and I think this will be enough for all of it. I want a piece across here. This is where I'm going to put that one butterfly. That's going to kind of almost looks like a closure. And I am going to press that down, and then I'll trim off what I don't need. And then I'm going to put a little bit here in the middle. Now this piece is going to be a little bit more pulled out, like such. Alright, and then I've got these butterflies, and they're about the same size, so it doesn't really matter which one I put where. But I want to put one on one side and one on that flap. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm only going to put glue on the top portion. Now I've taken off the mounting tape that was on here. Feel free to modify things. You know, you have to make it your own, and if something is good but could be better in your opinion, just do it. I'm not a big 3D mounting tape kind of guy. I know a lot of people will use a lot of that, especially like in scrapbook layouts or what have you. I just never have been big on that. I use the cheesecloth to lift things up sometimes, or lace or whatever. There are occasions where I have used it, but not often. So I just take it off. All right, a little bit more. I actually think I might leave some of that. Okay. All right, so that's all there is to that. This folds up, this folds down, and you can journal inside, and it just tucks over the top of a page. So that's it. And that's it for that one. You do have to be careful because sometimes it'll get snagged in that cheesecloth, but I'm not concerned about it. All right, so here we go. This one is so fun. I learned this one, and oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on her name because I didn't write it down. I watch a channel called Scrapbooking with Me, which is a mother-daughter, and I've been watching her forever. She's been on YouTube since I can remember. And her daughter, Melina, I believe it is, has her own channel. I didn't realize for some reason. I watch a lot of things in fast forward or mute, and you know, kind of have it on in the background. And so I, for some reason, just didn't realize that her daughter had her own channel. And I went over there, and she was making these, and they're so fun. You could modify the size. Let me get this on the glue here. I did it a little bit different than she did, but basically it's kind of like a library pocket, and I've used this little tag. This is another ephemera collection kit, like 3 pages, that is Tsunami Rose, and I will also link that below in the description box. I'm going to have a whole list of things. Anyway, this is real easy. So for this tag, let's start with a tag, and then we'll get to the pocket. This tag, I'm just going to ink around it. There's 6 on a page of these tags. Might be just 2 pages of this, so 12 tags in there. But I love these. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to rip along the bottom. Like I said, I'm not ripping everything, but I am ripping some things just to make things continuous or whatever. You know what I mean. For continuity. All right, now I have this. I made some fabric when I was doing the border. I'm losing my words today. The binding of these particular journals, and I had this whole roll of this 1/2 inch left. So I'm using these for the tags. These particular tags. I'm just gonna, and these go right in. I did use a 1/4 inch hole punch because it was sitting here and I was too lazy to get up and go get my other one. I put all my punches and everything in a shoe hanger over on my closet door, and I have to get up and go get them. It's, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but when you're on a roll, you just grab what's near you. Okay, try to get that tight without tearing through it. And then I'm going to cut these at a diagonal and then kind of pull out some of that, just so it doesn't look so perfect. I like that. Good. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's get to this pocket. This is really fun. So let's see if I can remember how to do it, because I did change it up just a little bit. Okay, so I have a piece that, and I apologize for my fingers, I got glue and ink everywhere. I've washed my hands twice, and this is a vintage photo from here, and I don't remember what I was doing, but it doesn't want to come off. Anyway, this is 3.5 by 8, okay? And then I scored from the top of, you know, if it's directional, from the top, you want to score at 3 and 6 3/4. Is that right? I wrote it down. 6, 3, I'm sorry. From on the long side, the 8-inch side, put your top on the left and score it at 3 and 6 3/4. Okay, so apparently I didn't score that piece. And fold those really quick. All right, the other side, now we want to do it on the 3.5-inch side. I want to find my other score tool. I like this one a lot better. Boy, this gets so dirty. 3 1/4. I want to do 3 1/4 all the way down. 3 1/4 all the way down, flip it around. I'm not going to come over here and try to do 1/4 inch. It's just too hard. So 3 1/4 all the way down. 3 1/4 all the way down. This is 110-pound cardstock. All right. Now, this is going to be our pocket here, and this is going to be the top that fits inside there. Okay. Now, this turned out great because it's the right way up. This is the right way up. You don't have to put this piece. Melina did not put this piece. She left it tall, like that. If that's how you want it, go for it. So, where did I put the... Okay. I am going to cut a notch. And there again, this is 3 1/2, so I want 1 3/4. No, 1 3/4. Look at it. If it doesn't look right, it probably is not right. Like 1 3/4, well, that's not right. Okay, 1 3/4 here. That looks centered to me. Punch. All right. Then we are going to punch here, where this score. Now I'm going to do it on the white side so I can see better. And I'm just centering this line in here, also lining it up at 3 inches. Okay. So I can flip it over, line it up at 3 inches. Okay, that gives us just a little decorative edge there. All right, the next thing that we want to do is trim this long piece here. And we are going to do it just inside the score line because we want this to be able to fit properly. Normally when you're doing a library pocket, this will wrap around. I'm not going to wrap it around because I just as soon have more room in my pocket, but that's how you would normally do it. So I'm just cutting right on the inside of that score line, all the way down. Okay, same thing here, right inside the score line. Like that. All right. So now this is going to be like this. We're going to fold these up like so. I'm going to make those lay flat. Well, as flat as I can. That will come up like this. Now see, if you leave it like that, you're going to end up with the white. And you could use double-sided paper. That would be fine. I'm going to fix this a little bit because it's not exactly where I want it. I'm going to ink, so that'll help. Now I want to just do a little decorative edge there. So I'm going to bring back my envelope punch board and I'm just going to line this up with the center of the cutter. it is 2 layers, so it's a little tough. I'm going to bring it over here and do the same thing. Okay. All right, now let's ink. Knocking stuff down again. I don't really guess I need to ink inside since I have this piece. If you didn't want to flip this down, you could ink that, or you could line it. Either way will work. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. Okay. Now let's glue these down. I'm going to get close to the edge there. And I'm going to fold that up. All right, now I don't need any more glue. Just ink around that. Isn't that a cute pocket? Now, you could make this a floating pocket. This is going to be upside down on the back. But you could put tissue or masking or writing paper or something on the back. But I am going to adhere these in. So then I've got this tag here to go inside. And there we go. So those are the last pieces that I am going to be putting in here, and then I'm going to finish cutting out the ephemera. I've got it all sorted, but I don't have it all cut. And I'm going to stuff these journals, and we'll be back with some flip throughs. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.